This tutorial is a 4-video series. In this tutorial we will use the freeform item to create the castle wall project. The idea here is to show you how to start with nothing but a baseline, and end with a completed project. In this first video, among other things, we will go through the steps for setting up grid points and grid snapping. How to create flaps which will be used for the front, back and end panels. How to add points to modify the shape of the panels, and how to save time by copying and pasting a completed panel. To get started, left-click on the box icon with the plus sign.
A client recently sent this little sketch here and asked if we could recreate this from scratch with our software, so I wanted to show how this can be done. And so first off, I just want to say, when you have an idea for something like this, it's a good idea to have an idea what the dimensions need to be for something like this and how you would construct it so that you don't start blindly. So what I am figuring is for 5 feet across the width, 18 inches deep, and 4 feet high. So those are the dimensions that we're going to use, and we're going to use the freeform item it's in our library in the construction view tools. So first off, what I want to do is set the material to something that I would use. So I'm going to use a 3/16 cardboard material, and I would just turn off the material. I'm going to turn on the dimensions here, and since I'm using inch dimensions and I'm going by the foot, I want to set up a grid that I can use to just help me out here. So in our toolbar at the bottom here, you can see this first little one here, and you can't see the tool tip because it's below the screen, but it says snap to grid. But I'm going to right click on it and set my grid dimensions to 3 inches grid spacing, and then I'm going to click on it so that I can snap to the grid. You'll see as we zoom out, you can see the grid now. It's a little bit easier to see, and those are 3-inch increments, so we're at 18 inches is what we want to be. So I'm going to set my dimension for the depth to be 18 inches, and that'll put us there. So I'm going to right click on this. Now as you can see, as I select from the right click menu, you can see the shortcut keys. I don't typically use shortcut keys. I'm a mouse person, so I'm going to use the mouse for this, for most of this tutorial. But you can find the shortcut keys next to these options that are available. And so clicking on the add a basic flap, and I'm going to click on the period in my keyboard shortcut. I do use that one, and so I'm going to enter 48 inches for 4 feet, and that's the height of my castle wall. And so next I'm going to add what will be the front side. So I'm going to right click on the line, and at line add a basic flap. Again, click on my period and get 60 inches for this one, and that's got my front and my left side of the castle. So next, what I want to do, the castle has those little cutouts across the top, so I'm going to right click, and on this point here I'm going to say add a point after, and so I'm going to go over 9 inches, which is 3 grid points, make a click. I'm going to go down 6 inches and over 12 inches, up 6 inches, and that'll get me to that side of the castle. Now I can go on across and do my my other side. I go in the opposite of what I did on this side. So there we go. Now if I right click, I'll end my little jog with the points, and there's my front side of the castle. I'm gonna click on this again just to make sure that I have it highlighted, and then using the shortcut keys Control C, I'm going to copy it, double click on my panel here so I can add it onto this side, and then Control V will paste it. Now got my castle wall over here, but it's upside down, so just gonna right click on one of these points. Let me highlight this first. I'll right click on it, and then I'm gonna go down to at machine step, and this one I want to mirror reverse machine step, so click on it, and now you can see that I have the castle, both castle walls are the front and the back side. And one other thing I want to do, and we're going to stop this video and pick it up in a minute, but I'm going to add my doorway here, so I'm going to right click and go to point after, and here's my doorway. Right click to end that, and then what I'm going to do is right click on this line here at line. I'm going to curve the line, and so pull that up to there, and there we are. So we go to 3D here real quick. You can see our castle wall. We can even fold it and have a look at it. And so I'm going to stop this video here, and we'll pick up for our next section in the next video. Thank you.